Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Couple Heroes 2 replay. So up south side as the Scion OKW player, we have Dr. Professor Rumartiez. I still don't know where these names come from. Yeah, that's pretty common 3v3s, more so in 4v4s. Spawning as its ally is the yellow OKW player, OneTwo. And this is not 3-4, we have as the Vermont player, X-eCuteR.
Team is awaiting orders.
Bit of early game trash talking, pretty common, as their opponent as the red UKF player with Feryn, as the magenta Soviet player with Rumartiez89, and as the orange US player Paloum. Paloum.
You got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
You can't surrender. It's too early for the game to surrender. You can't surrender this early in the game. Down south, we got some storm pioneers advancing. They could perhaps do some wire off there. I usually like to put them behind this heavy cover there. It's best to put them behind heavy cover. Very hard to deal with. Even if they do absorb some shots, but they do recently trade well at long range. Oaks Grenadiers are in open ground there, not any good cover for them. They could push forward to light cover. It's actually not great for them. If you're going to get a nice capture off there. Up north, we've got a MG42 deployed on up. Good positioning there. The Brit has not selected Doctor just yet. He could potentially go for land lease to get out mortar. But in 3v3s, you generally don't want to really get those less great mortars. And great advance here by the Vermont player, adding his Pioneers and Grenadiers in the mix with the help of his teammate Shroom Pioneers. These single flank squads can be so nice. Magenta has pushed forward with his own penal troops. Penals are a little bit slower than conscripts, which gave the Vermont player and OKW players a great opening there. The scout car is received a bit of fire there. Got some lucky pens there. We do got the Shroom Pioneers behind heavy cover. I believe that is mid-range damage, so to get a bit more damage output than the long-range damage as they are right now. Oaks Grenadiers are able to duel out the riflemen at long range. Very good. 2 versus 1 is always good to see. Shroom Pioneers trying to rotate around. That would have been still behind heavy cover, I think. He didn't have to rotate around, but this of course prevent any additional flanking. That one unflanked one model was not behind heavy cover, does get picked off there. And Yo's doing a great job supporting his teammates. This Volks Grenadier squad is advancing. The Shroom Pioneer squad has soft retreated back to the Battle Group HQ, which has the forward reinforcements being researched first before the forward medics. Yellow's Shroom Pioneers is here to support the regular Pioneers. But these squads have to fall back. The Pioneer squad need to fall back. Ooh, the Shroom Pioneer could get ran down. Penals are deadly at close range. Grenadiers need to get inside that garrison as soon as possible. They do get inside the garrison, but the Shroom Pioneer does get wiped down. Pioneers are still holding that line. They still have plenty of health remaining. They have to be careful or else they go the way of the Shroom Pioneer. In the middle, we've got the Penal squad managed to close the ground on the Volks Grenadiers as I clicked on the tact map, or mini-map. Can work for rolls a miss there, and retreats back immediately at high probability of him being flanked. Though actuality, he was not eyeing for flanked whatsoever. Grenadiers coming forward, trying to get a Panzerfaust off. They will get some rear armor shots off, but it doesn't appear to be they'll get a Panzerfaust. The Wehrmacht player just pushed too far forward and getting severely double teamed, in which Yellow put a bit more effort down south to secure that field than Northern Point. The Wehrmacht player needs to hold off back a little bit. Game 2v1 that is a little bit too much. Perhaps I go for securing the southern flank right there. It's unlikely it's going to push this direction. It's way too open, exposed. It's worth it, kind of capture a point for such a minimal point it is. It's just a regular strategic point. No point trying to go aggressive at that point. So if you get double teamed, best idea is simply to fall back, eye for the smaller gains, such as the munitions point here. Ooh, that Grenadier is wounded. To me, it's like just screamed out medic. And here comes a grenade. We got early grenade research by the Brits, getting some great damage on the MG42. And now being picked off, the gunner's getting hit quite significantly. It does force back the intersection there. Mechanical Warfare does find a hit there, but there's not enough support in rifle fire. He perhaps should have hold fire, allow the Volkswagen get some more pens there before firing to reduce the chance of him withdrawing in time. Intersection is falling on back. Forwarding that extra fire there. Something got called in right there, I'm not so sure what. I do see a Shum officer that may have been a Shum officer being deployed out by yellow. Shum Pioneers making their advance, engaging the captain at close range. We've got all these forces behind light cover there. The Volksrangers behind a mix of heavy and light coverage, good positioning. Cyan has secured the southern sector, has a pair of Jaeger light infantry as well. May need to get out, getting out of Mechanical Warfare now, and perhaps an MG34 or a flak half track to help secure this area, but he may be trying to stall out for the flak HQ. He does have a bit of fuel saved up, so maybe next he should deploy out is the flak or the SWS half track. Get in position, deploy the sheer panzer quarters, and that should give him enough time to get enough fuel to get the up gun. Because we went down south in this position right here, it's best to rush the sheer panzer quarters as the OKW player. Jaeger light infantry advancing. The Jaeger light infantry here will need to fall back real soon. They're seeing a lot of fire there. The 50 cal on top on the half track with the combat is able to engage with impunity. They do a lot of damage there. Mounted playstyles are hard to do because of sheer mass presence of snares, of AT grenades and Panzerfaust, but in that particular situation was actually one of the few times he got the shine. The other grenade has been thrown. He does dodge it entirely. Down south, got a mass assault here with Alpino PTRS as well. Sheer Panzer Quarters is not being deployed out. I don't think he has the unit for it. Mechanical Warfare does get a good hit there onto the AA half track. Cyan will need a bit of help here. Good hits there. Get the guy firing. Misses the scout car, and we've got fear propaganda being pulled out by the Kalmazar. These guys need to fall back. They're getting fully pinned. That's his outer charge. He does retreat back in time. Almost splashed one of his own penal models there as well. Looks like the Allies will manage to secure this fuel point here, but the Wehrmacht players will secure the fuel point up here as well. So it'll be a mutual trade for the time being. Yellow will need to divert some resources down south. This is a blob of units. Something I noticed as well, I've been trying to think of for my own mob how to help reduce blobbing. And one conclusion I have is officer aura abilities to support infantry may be a big cause of blobbing because it encourages you to get a whole bunch of units to maximize effective aura to engage. If it was something more of a sector ability rather than aura ability, like the captain from Computers 1, that may help reduce blobbing. Another satchel charge has been thrown. He needs to focus on the PTRS squad. That thing is almost down. And this satchel charge is on cooldown, and this is the only guy that's healthy enough to throw another satchel charge. PTRS squad has been maintaining a maximum range, so he does not be able to get any more shots off. He does go ahead and force back those forces. AA half-track is advancing as well. Riflemen should be displaced from this heavy cover. The Jaeger infantry needs perhaps to retarget to get behind the light cover, as the AA half-track will suppress them as well. Scion's Mechanical Warfare is advancing. We do have Shum Pioneers now starting the repairs of the Battle Group HQ. Puma in pursuit. Rolls a miss, however. Rolls another miss, however. Remember, moving while shooting doesn't provide the highest accuracy. Looks like a Mondo Glider has been selected. I see a number of doctrine selections, so we may need to cover them. Let's see now. Let's first start from the top. Yeah, it looks like all the axe players that select the doctrine do have the Jaeger Armored Doctrine, Special Operations Doctrine, and the Overwatch Doctrine. On the right side, we do have the NKVD Rifle Disruption Tactics. Was that what's called disruption tactics? That may have been added relatively recently. As the British player, we have Vanguard operations. That's actually a HQ glider, which can also bring in commandos, Vickers, and mortars. And also 6-pounders. Mix of everything. And as for the last teammate, we have infantry for the priests and, well, primarily for the priests and M1919s. Good doctrine in team games. Being also behind heavy cover, they will get overrun. And we got infiltration grenades on the retreat path. I say on the retreat path because I was definitely thrown well beyond on the back of it. We've got a forced retreat back on the PTRS squad. Interesting. Maybe he wants to make sure this Puma's able to engage a half-track with impunity. Technically, rifle fire can deal some damage to the Puma. It's very, very weak, however. Infiltration grenades, preemptive, completely whiffs. And now the Commissars actually managed to get the Veteran C3 with only 3 kills. Humorous. But that, Puma will be forced on back. Beginner Warfare does receive a frag grenade there, but luckily the retreat path forced him forward out of the grenade before retreating back. That was a bit lucky. Grenadiers making an advance. We still have the swivel point secured by the Axis players. This one has been resecured. Sheer Panzer is in defense position. Doesn't protect these southern sectors. I would have actually gone a little bit more aggressive. It's easier to keep Sheer Panzer alive down here. Then, as opposed to, say, put in the middle of the map where the end of the game usually devolves in a tug of war in the center of the map. A incendiary grenade thrown does get nice singeing on the Commissar. And it looks like Commissar squad will need to fall back. Up north, we've got a massive advance by the U.S. infantrymen. Forcing back the Wehrmacht player. There's also M1919s cross the line and takes out the MG42. Well, I do the fact of how powerful M1919s are. T2 start making some advance.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
We've got some sandbags employed out in front of the wire, which was deployed out in front of the sandbags. So likely we'll see more wire, and we will find a landmine detonation there. Very nice. This Eagle infantry is not completely out of the fight. He can keep him behind the other squad and able to get some more snipe shots. Infiltration grenades come forward, but he does, of course, dodge it by charging. This Volksgrenadier squad will need to fall back severely when he doesn't have a battle group HQ. If his Wehrmacht ally is able to pull out a med bunker, that would be great. He needs to fall back. Rolling around the flanks, and I think the Puma may have got a nice shot there. Has 2 infantry kills, but now here comes a promo. We may see a pair of Panzerfaust here. 2 Panzerfausts will, of course, snare the engine. Now 1's only needed. Does get a nice pen there with the 6-pounder. Does get the Panzerfaust off. Needs to focus on that 6-pounder. 6-pounder does go down. He won't be able to secure it with any of these squads. So frag grenade does get thrown. Ooh, that Chromo gets some great hits in. The Chromo's gun's not bad versus infantry. I think Puma tried to go for a kill there on the AT gun. And the Chromo does receive a Pack 40 shot. They'll take 2 shots to finish it off. And does go for an incendiary grenade there. And it rolls a miss. We do got the Jaeger Light Infantry advancing, getting some good shots in. And getting some good shots there on the penal squad. Does roll a miss there on the 222. Riflemen are behind heavy cover there, so that's a great position for them. Though the Jaeger Light Infantry do perform better at long range. A half-track is coming in support. The Gopher is advancing as the T-3476 has been pulling out, getting a good first hit there, taking out one of the Jägerlight infantry models. Good hits there onto the Volksgrenadier.
Combat unit ready.
And now we do have a Oberstlassen. He starts to make his advance. He does spot the commando squad trying to camouflage forward. 6-pounder does get hit there, but does receive some fire there. He's trying to get that 6-pounder decrewed. He may lose that grenadier to the commandos. No, he does not, but he does take out the AT gun. Carmo is fully repaired. Rolls a miss there onto the AT gun, or maybe he was just trying to hit the infantry. Carmo's advancing. We've got artillery flare here. I need to stop selecting all these players because it does cause some lag spikes. Got these forces pushing way forward. We've got another fear propaganda here. We've got a demolition pioneer here, and T-3476 is coming to support the Chromo. This may be a dead pioneer. A lot of munitions put into it, that's for sure. Good hits there. And the Pack 40 does get a good hit there onto the Chromo. And rolls a miss there. Commissar's medic is starting to use the distribute medical supplies on these forces, getting some nice needed healing. And Jägerlight infantry do get spotted there. High explosive rounds have been loaded onto the Sherman. Trying to go for a crush. Does get a great crush, completely wiping out a Jägerlight infantry squad. Ooh, that was a good crush. The kind of warfare needs to fall back with the rifleman squad there. It will pose a severe threat. Pumas is trying to advance. Does throw a smoke barrage there. And the Volksgrenadier squad does get overwhelmed. Pioneers coming to support as well. Got assault grenades there, infiltration grenades. Getting some minor splash there on the Kalmazard, but that's about it. Pioneers making their advance, trying to engage his forces. Does get a good pen there. Ooh, what was that? Ooh, left 18 deploying out. Does find a decent first hit there. Second round was not that great. Good hits there. Jägerlight infantry does receive some automatic weapon fire. Great high explosive rounds, and there goes the Beckenwerfer. We've got a sector assault coming on in. We've got Katusha onto the downed Beckenwerfer, not realizing it's already decrewed. Oh, here, Katusha's right here. Carmel severely wounded. T-34-6 has plenty of health left, and the Sherman tank does back away. Infiltration grenades do not go off. And the Oberstlassen squad here is getting overwhelmed by the rifleman crude MG42. Spotting scopes have been researched there on the Panzer, getting some great spotting range. And we got a nice AT gun shot there onto the Puma. Getting some good hits there onto the Panzer IV. Chromo rolls a miss. Pack guns are setting on up. This could be a dead Chromo. There's a lot of AT guns here. Chromo is out of range, but oh, that was down. I think I got like 3 hits right there. 2-2 will likely go down as well. A lot of rifle fire here. Grenadiers to fallback could possibly then go down as well. Panzer IV can still withstand a shot. He's trying to go forward with the AT grenade there with the Royal Engineers. And he was not successful. Sherman tank may receive kill off that 2-2. Even high explosive rounds will take it out. High explosive round does connect. Panzer 4 does send a pen in return. There's also a teller mine there. I just realized I thought it was a Soviet landmine, but it's actually a teller mine. From an angle, I thought that was squares. Like from this angle, it looked like squares to me, but it's actually circles. Maybe I should learn the square peg and round hole analogy a bit more. And there goes a Sherman tank thanks to the AT guns.
We just lost a medium tank.
More rounds raining on in. M1919s will be forced on back. And up north, we got a lot of riflemen sitting on up. The British hasn't really... Most of the US players going to be keeping that area secured, not the British player. We have T-34-76, another T-34-76 on the build queue. We do also have a Katyusha. We could see a crocodile, likely see a crocodile.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
Good rockets there onto the Beckenwerfer. And good hits there. Jaeger Line Infantry eyeing to engage from heavy cover. These forces are in advance, but fear propaganda coming on in? They have a waste of fear propaganda. He had fighting as one squad. It was not worth it. Now the Obersatzens are able to engage with impunity, but they will likely get overwhelmed as well. Does use the, what's it called? Not one step back ability. A frag grenade was thrown. Ooh, almost got the Obersatzen right there. Obersatzen squad will escape on out of there. The fuel point will be decaptured. The Puma's getting some decent hits there on the infantry. 6 infantry kills so far. North, we've got the Panzer IV push its way forward. It's now being upgraded the Pintle Mount. And looks like he saw a landmine there and detonates it. But this landmine has been detonated as well. I'm not so sure by what. And blue is going for a Panzerwerfer. Looks like a recon run coming in by the Major. Looks like we do have a anti-tank Overwatch being pulled up with Soviet player right here. Trying to eye for these forces, but I don't think it's a whole lot of spotting here, though. He is getting a number of hits in this region. How's that being spotted? Oh, wait. Those flares. Crocodile flares. I do have crocodile flares been deployed on out.
Points remaining.
Here a Katyusha barrage. We do also have a priest out in the field. Artillery raining on this region. I sound like a landmine detonation as well. We've got some infrared STGs now deployed out in the field. And now here comes a Stukes of Foos barrage. Annihilates the captured MG-42. Puma will not be enough to hold back the T-34-76s, or at least even one. 2 AT guns come to support the T-34-76 as well, as we've got 2 frag grenades deployed out by the riflemen. Both of them were largely dodged. Puma receives some heavy fire right there. A lot of incendiary being deployed out by the Cromwell, or Churchill. Good hits there as well. He's trying to go for an AT grenade there onto the Panzer IV. Will not accomplish all too much. Doesn't have enough damage. Take the AT grenade, so in order to waste it. But we do have now the strafing support now coming on in for the British player.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Oh, and looks like the sheer panzer quarter goes down to the AT guns. That's must have been actually from the priest, because they're not in range. He's supposed to pushing way too far forward, finds the sheer panzer quarters, finds all the infantry. And now we do have a King Tiger deployed out by Cyan. Since Cyan lost his battle group, or sheer panzer quarters, it's probably the best thing he can deploy. AT guns now sieging down the battle group HQ. They have really high rate of fire, so it's a lot of damage output onto it. And now it looks like major artillery being called on in. No, that's not major artillery. Was that a decoy barrage? That may have been decoy barrage. Suku's coming on in, trying to hit these AT guns. A little bit late, he will get one of them.
Just got wiped out.
No snares to hit that Sherman tank either. Ooh, that was a actual satchel charge thrown on the ground to manage to snare the Churchill. A rare sight, but impressive. Cyan is out of Battle Group HQ, so now hopefully he can ask his Wehrmacht ally to deploy him off a med bunker, but there's no med bunker here either. If you're playing OKW and have a Wehrmacht ally, ask him, okay, can he deploy me a med bunker so we can avoid attacking him to an HQ? Or if he loses Battle Group HQ, help out a teammate, because that fuel consumption, he probably wants it for other things, such as more. In this case, perhaps on another Puma. Ooh, great bundle grenade there. Those guys could get annihilated. He does annihilate that squad. Panzer Warfare Barrage suppresses these guys as well. And at close range, the infrared Stormgiver is not something you want to see. Those are frontal smoke there to be used as a smoke. And throws a bundle grenade there, forcing back the penal squad, and he's not retasking him in time, so he will go ahead and get it decaptured. Puma does find a hit there on the Sherman tank. Up north we do have the Crocodile Veteran C1 advancing. You got Grenadiers advancing. There's a Pack 40 here that should be enough for a snare. But Cannon Warfare here to support as well. Multiple hits there, and the Crocodile does have less health than a regular Churchill, but more armor. Higher chase per bounces, less pens needed to kill.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
And there goes a Crocodile. T-34 76s, 3 of them ready to push forward. We do also, of course, have the Sherman tank here to support. No 50 cal upgrade. And now here comes a King Tiger, and that is a detected landmine. Stuka's Spruce Barrage finds a hit there. And does get a hit there on the King Tiger, stunning it, but looks like no damage engine. You can say to take Overwatch, didn't get the snare there, which I think you still need like max health damage to snare it like a Panzerfaust. Another T-34 does go down there. More anti-tank Overwatch barrages coming on in, and this was a pretty good shot there, so he will continue using fire. He needs to continue backing up, or else he will get annihilated quite quickly. We've got a strafing support in the center of the map. Looks like Puma went down to it. He will back out of there. Luckily, did not have the Pinto upgrade on the Command Panther, or else he will start being detected by shooting the aircraft, and then receiving anti-tank Overwatch artillery. Commandos have secured that point. Over here, the commandos start making advance using their camouflage, assault, the ambush ability. And the Sherman tank is now backed away from the Command Panther. Grenades did get thrown there by infiltration grenades from the Volksgrenadiers. He does force them back. The X players are beaten, but they're not fully out of the game just yet. We do have a Blue Panther here as well. Commandos trying to close the distance, but they will get ripped apart by the infrared STGs. So they do close the distance. Now they're eyeing for the Pioneers as the infantry advance is advancing. Panzerwerfer barrage raining on in over here. Minor splash there, did not get a good hit there. Blue should just perhaps be a bit more defensive because he sees all that infantry in the region. Can't be advancing. Best wait for them to advance towards him. Good hits there onto the Sturm officer there with the T-34. And there is a PTRS squad here on the this penal squad, and we do also have another anti-tank Overwatch. King Tiger says, "Not again." And the King Tiger is being focused down first. The PTRS squad does get forced back. And these guys will back out of the radius. Looks like there's some engine damage onto this Panther. There we go, now he's outside of radius. Now Blue's Panther is starting to receive lots of fire. Since it was also partially ramped up when hitting the King Tiger, it's really starting to hit that Panther. Here comes the Katusha barrage now raining on in. And also, Panzerwerfer barrage trying to hit this force in general. Does get some hits. Good hits there. Force back 2 squads. Panther's not fully repaired. Must have hit a landmine. And now we've got a Jackson now pushing his way forward. But Pac 40 is here to cover. Jackson will not be able to advance with that Pac 40 in the region. Great hit there by the King Tiger. King Tiger still has plenty of health, didn't receive a whole lot of damage there from that anti-tank Overwatch. And some good targets here right in front of him. But couldn't get an anti-tank rifle grenade. We do have a defensive flak half-track ready to shoot down aircraft. It does get suppressed there. Looks like the spearhead ability is on. Here comes a strafing run. The flak half-track is still alive. With the support for flak HQs, they should be able to shoot down this aircraft no problem. Churchill start making some advance, starting to singe the Panzerwerfer. Crocodile does receive some deadly hits there by the King Tiger. They force starting to make their advance, and there goes the Sturm officer. T-34-76 does force back the Volksgrenadiers, and the Sturm officer got the sector assault coming this sector here, which sounds like a great setup there. I think Overwatch is now ready, and we've got an artillery barrage here that may have been time on target. Sherman tank right here. King Tiger needs to turn off Spearhead. If Spearhead's being a problem, turn the damn thing off. Does send a good pen there, and does throw a nice close range smoke. Looks like that time on target was on top of the left 18. Cyan doesn't have a whole lot remaining. Needs to recruit that Panzerwerfer, maybe deploy MG34 in this region. He has the resources for it, plenty of manpower. Orange has plenty of resources as well. A couple of these guys are decrewed, so he may be at pop cap to get recrewed. MG42 starting to suppress these group. Panzerwerfer barrage is going to be close range Panzerwerfer barrage. Does not get a squad up there, but does force back those 2 squads. Panther in pursuit, trying to hit that Cromwell, or Churchill. Now here comes another anti-tank Overwatch on top of Blue's Panther. He does get injured damage there, but does manage to back away at a good angle, but reverse move will keep him alive. Does receive some hits. But here comes T-3476. Those roll a balance there. The Panthers can still win this fight, and here comes Yellow's Command Panther. And that bit of body block there will allow him to easily get picked off there. Magenta's pushing forward as well. Yellow can keep his Panther up front, allowing Blue's Panther to escape, but he's pursuing Blue's. Does lose a full screen deer squad there. Does getting past Palace there. Forget what set up good angle, getting another kill there. Blue's Panther is severely wounded, but losing the Panther to 3 T-34 is actually worth it for the Axis players. Does lose the Panther. Remember, this is what, 270 fuel? Each one's 90. Does get a nice pen there, but finds a good hit and goes down to the sheer panzer quarters.
The enemy has destroyed one of our vehicles.
Over here, we got these forces. See if we get a nice King Tiger shot. King Tiger started making his advance. Finds another deadly hit there on the Kalmazar. Does use fear propaganda last moment. It will largely just whiff. Good hits there. King Tiger starts plenty of health to tangle with. The Jackson can keep its distance. That's way too close for the Jackson. King Tiger does not fire off another shot there. Pioneers are here to defend, but they will get easily overran. Good hits there onto the King Tiger with a strafing run. We do have the Sherman tank trying to poke in from the low ground. Pat's Faust doesn't connect, or Mechanical Protection does connect. What is that Command Panther doing? That is severely dangerous. Artillery barrage coming in from the Priest onto the flak half track. And that flak half track may be body blocking the King Tiger. It was body blocking the King Tiger, and looks like the Axis players have surrendered. This is Adam Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.